Hi, today we're going to be talking about parallel approval processes. So what happens if you've got three people that you need to approve the process, or three people that you need their approval for something. Two of those people, if you get approval from just two of those people, it's good and you can move on. Felix posed this question to us a few days ago on our Discord channel. So I just wanted to respond to him and really kind of provide some feedback to everybody else because it's not the first time we've heard this, had this come up. So here's a diagram. Much thanks to Alex Heron for pulling this together. Looks a little complicated, but it's really not. And in actuality, you could simplify this down a great deal by using a nested process. But right now, we wanted to leave it all out in the open so you could see everything that was happening. I'll just walk you through it really quickly. You'll see there's 4 lanes. This first lane is the initiator. These next 2 lanes are labeled approver 1, 2, and 3. And each approver has exactly the same flow. So up in the top, when the initiator comes in, we're going to set some variables. Really, we're going to create 2 data objects. We need data objects in this particular circumstance because data objects pertain to the process as a whole. And so even though we're in different lanes, with potentially very different variables in each lane, we can still reference the same consistent variable across all the lanes through a data object. So we can increment a counter here, and that counter is incremented elsewhere as well. So to continue, like what's happening for each approver when we come in is we give them a chance to approve. Really, we only got like a quick button that they can click, and that will approve it. We increment the counter. We check to see if that counter is greater than or equal to 2, which we do here. Or really equal to 2, and if it is equal to 2, we send a cancel out, and that cancel will cause any other approval step that's in the waiting state to cancel out and skip everything else that's going on. And that's it. It's that simple. And you can see it in action real quick if you'd like to. Let's just step back out, start this thing up. And as admin, I'll go through and make a request to kick off this approval process. So I'm just going to continue there. What'll happen here is it'll take us back out to the main page because that's all that we can do with this process. Over here, I'm logged in as Oscar, and he's actually approver number 3. And you'll notice that he immediately pops up with a task waiting for him, which is this parallel approval task. And the task that he's assigned is approver 3. Started by admin. So let's go and approve it. In the meantime, I'm going to come back over here and look at the diagram. So I'm going to click on this process ID, and that will bring up a really cool tool inside of SpiffArena that will show us what the process looks like at any given time. So as soon as I've started the approval, but before Oscar has done anything, you'll notice that here in yellow are the 3 approvals that are waiting to happen. So as approver 3, as Oscar, I'm going to click continue. And he's all done. So let's log out as Oscar. And we'll come back in as Malala. And now, if we look over here, you'll see this process is completed. There aren't 2 approvals yet, so it skipped over sending the signal out and just moved on. So now these 2 are the main waiting tasks, and the parallel is sitting here waiting to complete because it's waiting on these 2 to complete. So now, logged in as Malala, we'll go ahead and do her approval. I'll click continue. And now over here, once that is completed, I can reload this page, and we'll see that not only is Malala complete, but so is Nelson. So approver 1 his cancel event got fired. You can see it grayed out here, and then it went over and closed out the process. So we're all done. What happened was when Malala approved it, it checked to see if it incremented that counter. It checked to see if there were 2 approvals. When it found that there were, it fired off that event. And that's how it works. So you can see that now we're in the final show approval stage. Nelson can, or the original admin user, the initiated user, can log back in and see that their approvals are ready to go, and the process continues on. So that's it. I hope that made sense. Thanks for listening.